I'm the founder of Confirm Biosciences, a biomedical company here in town. And as you said, we were recently acquired and had our exit, which we're so happy about. I came here with my husband back in '98, all the way from Turkey with 3 suitcases. And we came here for our master's in business at San Diego State. And prior to that, both my husband and I went to the same undergrad in Turkey. We got our BAs from Bosporus University in economics. And I used to be an auditor way back in the day. So I come with a finance background. And we came here and we finished school in a year and a half. And during that time, we were able to do some research, work for companies, do internships. And we saw a need in the whole home health testing market when we were students. And back then, the internet wasn't what it was now. Testing that people can do from home, pregnancy tests, HIV tests, drug tests, and we decided to start an online business, which we still have, that online business, to start selling test kits. And it started really taking off. And during that time, I also had a full-time job. I used to work at Connect, working with entrepreneurs, launch their organizations. I worked for a business consulting firm, again, assisting entrepreneurs. So I was able to build a really good network through that. So when we officially started our business was in 2008. And by then we knew everything about the market. We had already customers through our website. We knew all the players in the market. And we had a really good network that we built in San Diego as well. And yeah, that's how it got started. I mean, it started from our garage and we built slowly but surely. And before we were acquired, we were almost 70 employees. And it's just been a wonderful journey.
Amazing, amazing. I want to pause on two of the roles you had before you founded the company, because I think it is important in the context. So you were the director of Connect back in 2003, 2004, and then the director of the Regional Technology Alliance for 5 years. Would you briefly mention what those two organizations do? Because again, I think it is important in the context of the business and what we do here in San Diego.
Absolutely. The Regional Technology Alliance was my first job in the nonprofit world, and it was a nonprofit to help companies start their businesses. We were giving out grants funded by the state of California, and Tyler Orion was the president, and it was just a great organization. The Regional Technology Alliance then was actually merged with Connect. Connect bought the RTA, and that's how I became a part of the Connect team, working with the Springboard program, again, entrepreneurs, venture capital, financing, helping them, with their business planning needs. So it really got me a taste of the business side of things in San Diego, which is very different than Turkey, and how you raise money, what are some of the fundamentals, as well as some really good connections. The connections I made through those organizations were part of actually my advisory board when I first started the company. And I think organizations like that are very instrumental in building your business. And I would highly recommend entrepreneurs and business owners to be connected. I know Hera Hub is great as well in terms of working with women entrepreneurs and the education programs you provide. I know things are different during COVID, but that will hopefully change soon. So yes, we are completely bootstrapped. One of them was we didn't have any other choice too. First of all, we wanted to keep all the control to us. We didn't want to give up any of the control. That was one piece of it. But when we first started out, we were, young, recent graduates with a broken English. The English is still broken, but not that young anymore, I guess. So it was hard for us to raise money as immigrants. I don't know if male, female had to do with it, But so we decided early on that, you know what, we're just going to use it as a strength. We're going to be more resourceful because of it. We're going to make sure that uh, everything that comes in and goes out, we're going to keep a very strong tap on it. And I think that that helped us uh, get some really good habits in terms of running a business early on. And in having an internet business helped us too, because we did all our sales online, so we would get the cash in right away, and then we were able to pay our vendors in 30 days. So it was a fine balance for us to get us started online. um, Later on in our business, as we grew, and I know we're going to talk about the exit part, we did raise funding later on, two series of funding, which helped us tremendously. But we added that piece, so we went kind of backwards. But everybody has their own story, right? So that's how ours was. And working with my husband, it was great. We still work together. I think we were really lucky because we went to school together in Turkey too. So, I mean, we grew up together and we were in teams together. We came here together. We went to business school together, again, same classes. So we were so used to working together. We were best friends before we were, dating. So I think that helped us a lot in terms of building a relationship where we can tell anything to each other and don't take it personally. We did go to counseling when we started the business, just to make sure that we do the right communication. We focus on our strengths, we know our boundaries, and we made very sure early on that we do certain aspects of the business and we provide advice, but the person responsible from that part makes that ultimate decision and no strings attached. So uh, so that's kind of the balance we try to keep as we run the business together.
That is amazing. 15 years. And that is
Yeah,
very,
I think,
very
yeah, I think the
amazing.
secret is also, um, we always make fun of each other. So we always try to put a humor into it. If one of us gets nasty, then we make fun of it and try to, channel it in that direction rather than fight about it.
That's amazing. I love it. Talk a bit more about the evolution of the business. I know you started online. You started with, when you did step in, you got 1,000 square feet, and you grew to 70 employees and 23,000 square feet. I mean,
Yeah,
you
yeah. Wow,
really.
you read a lot. That's so true. Wow, it's been an amazing journey, and we started slowly but surely. I mean, one thing I can tell you is that we have a bit amazing business community in San Diego, and we've gotten so much support along the way, not financial, but more emotional support and helping with connections. Also, early on, we were able to get a lot of government contracts, taking advantage of being woman-owned and small business. So there's more opportunities out there sometimes when you're woman-owned.
Yes.
So we took fully advantage of those types of bids and opportunities. Or larger corporations, they always have set aside business for veterans, small business, minority-owned, woman-owned. So we were able to meet those check marks. So as long as you have a good product and service, of course. And I think the turning point of our business was when we got into Walmart.
Mm,
And it was so interesting because, I heard all these horror stories when pitching our product into Walmart. And I thought to myself, you know what, I'm just going to be myself. And if they do business, they do it. If they don't, they don't. And they gave us, we did a test run with them in 300 stores. And it went so well that then it was later on 500 stores. And then they gave us their whole business. And usually they don't give their whole business to one vendor. They usually divide it up to from a risk standpoint.
sure.
But they gave us everything. So that was really, and once we got Walmart, every other door open to us. Now we're on CVS, Rite Aid, Walgreens, all of them. So I think that first big customer really helped us gain momentum.
Absolutely. Amazing. And I know company culture and, really treating your employees like a family was and is, an important part of doing business for you. Let's move to, when was the first time that either you and your husband discussed exiting, or did you have that intention for a period of time? Did somebody just approach you? Talk through that a bit, if you would.
Absolutely. And I just wanted to go back to one of your earlier comments. You're only as good as your team. I mean, there's no question about it. If it wasn't for the amazing team, none of this would have happened. And in terms of our early discussions, our discussions about being acquired, it started, I want to say, 5-6 years ago. And usually teams are the last ones to know about it when you get acquired. But we early on told our team, look, this is our end goal. This is what we want to do. Tell us your concerns, comments, and let's work on this together. But if we get acquired as a team. So the first one, actually, we were, before we started looking, we actually were approached by a large company, and we went until the end. But then I didn't like the way they treated their culture, their team. When I saw their benefits package, I got sick to my stomach, and we actually we didn't do that deal. So we walked away. It was the last minute. And then we said, okay, time to do this a little bit more formal. And that's when we started, that's when we first raised our money. We did debt plus equity to really formalize our board of directors. We didn't have a board of directors till then. And I wanted to really have a CEO, a new CEO for the company. And I would be, assisting the CEO, somebody who has been there, who has done that. So we actually hired a CEO with the funds we received, and we added to our executive team. And that really got the ball rolling. And then we raised another round to help us mostly on the marketing side with our retail partners, because that's when it all started growing. And we didn't put out a bid to be acquired, but the word got out. And then the Clinical Reference Lab, which is the largest privately held laboratory in the country, approached us, and one of our board members later on actually became the CEO of CRL as well. And that's how it happened. But we made sure that all our ducks were in a row from a financial standpoint, the financials, all our due diligence documents. We put together a big due diligence binder. We hired, investment firm. So it was very structured.
Yeah, I can imagine. How long did that process take from start to finish?
So the due diligence started in the summer, last summer. We started talking in June, July.
Okay.
We kicked off the due diligence August, September.
Yeah.
And things got delayed because of COVID too, but we were acquired in December.
Okay, so 6
it's not
months.
bad.
Yeah, given a global pandemic in the middle of it.
Exactly. So we had we were acquired during a pandemic, and we were also doing COVID tests. So that helped our sales as well. And the fact that we had that piece in the business was helped in terms of our acquisition too.
Yeah, absolutely. That's great. Any advice that you would share, Zeynep, for somebody watching this that maybe is, starting to think about the exit plan in their business, things you learned along the way that you'd like to share?
Absolutely. First of all, thank you for watching, whoever is watching it. And I think the most important piece of advice is that it is from start to finish. It's a teamwork. It takes a village. And, making sure that your team is on board and you communicate with them effectively. Make sure they understand that when you get acquired, if you get acquired, they are going to have a job. Because having our team know this made such a big difference when investors came to visit our office or during the due diligence process. It just felt good for them to know it. And just really making sure that your financials are in order. They're going to audit your financials, get those audited before you even start the process. Formalize a board, because the board can make it or break it for you. And a good executive team if you have the means to do that.
Yeah. Absolutely. Great advice.
Oh,
Were there any surprises for you in the process?
uh, not really. I mean, we did a lot of homework, and the fact that we went through a due diligence beforehand, that was that gave us a lot of inside information as to what to expect, what not to expect. Uh, Not really, but it's just a lot of work. Sometimes it's stress, but always remind yourself it's not the end of the world if it doesn't happen, right?
Yeah.
There's always somebody else out there that might be a better fit to acquire you.
Yeah, very, very true. Makes sense. And Zeynep, can you disclose a sale price or give us a frame of reference around that if you can? We completely
I
understand.
can't. It's
Yeah.
a private deal, but it was a good deal.
Okay. Okay. There you go. You're happy with the outcome.
I'm very happy with the outcome, and this is why my husband and I now are able to spend more time giving back to the community. So it's been wonderful.
That's amazing. Yeah. What were your annual sales in 2020 when you sold the business?
Over 40 million.
Okay. Yeah. That's amazing. Congratulations.
Oh,
That
thank
is
you.
just absolutely incredible.
Thank you.
What did it feel like? Talk about some of the emotions that you felt, kind of the day you signed the paperwork or whatever that day it felt real was for you.
Oh yeah, I remember very well when it happened, and uh, it comes down to that one last final signature that you need to get to officially close it. It's like closing a house. You're an escrow and you close it, but it was an overwhelming feeling for us because the fact that this was a big dream for us coming from Turkey. I would never have thought that we would go down this journey and finish it this way. It just was a very overwhelmingly wonderful feeling, and our boys were so happy, and our families in Turkey. The first thing we did was send money to our families and support them, and it's been just being able to do that as to your parent is just it was just a very rewarding feeling. They put so much effort into and raising us and helping us come here, and we made sure that we also gave back to our employees to make sure that they know how much their contribution meant to us. Not all of them had stock options, but we made sure everybody got something.
What is your role now?
Yeah, it's called chief advisor. So
Perfect.
it's a very relaxed title, but definitely help where help is needed. Always be there, and still doing, helping with the sales side of it and business development side of it, or help represent the company whenever is needed. Basically, we did an employment agreement, and so when you exit, you basically what you have to do is fire everyone and then rehire everyone by the acquiring company.
Yeah.
And so you do a new employment agreement, and we wanted to make sure the benefits stayed the way they were, if not better. And CRL has an amazing culture and amazing benefits. One of the many reasons we wanted them to acquire us was we knew that it would be an extended version of our culture. um, and yeah, I mean, so we crafted an employment agreement and spelled out some of the things I can continue to assist with. And part of the acquisition, we are also on a 3-year earnout plan. So I'm also motivated to do this, right? They don't want to, when they acquire you, they don't want to lose the key management team members. So they usually put an earnout schedule in place to make sure that you have invested interest to still be part of the success of the company, financial success, so that you get part of your earnout as part of it too.
Yeah, absolutely. Makes sense.
So it's
Great.
very standard practice. Yeah.
Yeah, wonderful. Well, my goodness, what a year you had in 2020.
Yeah, it's been great. It's been great. I mean, I wish, everybody's healthy, and that's what matters a lot. We
Yeah.
also, all our employees are online now still, when as everybody's getting vaccinated, we'll have them come back to the office. But, you know, having people online didn't change their productivity, and everybody was more hardworking than ever. So we did all of this virtual.
Amazing. Amazing, incredible. And I know you, we're proud to have you as a NABO, National Association of Women Business Owners member now, and you've joined our executive team on the advocacy committee. What are some of the other organizations that you've started to get or continued to be involved with now that you potentially have a little more time on your hands?
Yeah, I'm so happy to be part of NAWBO, and I'm on the board of the San Diego Chamber of Commerce, and I'm on the board at San Diego State 11 Advisory Board. I do a lot for my community here. I live in Rancho Bernardo, and I'm also on the advisory board for the San Diego State Innovation District, which is part of San Diego State now mm, to provide more assistance to alumni and businesses in San Diego. Yeah, those are some of the things I'm happy to be part of.
Amazing. Well, we are lucky to have you. So
Oh,
lucky that
thank
you landed in San Diego. Absolutely. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for sharing your time with me, Zeynep. I
Of
really,
course.
really appreciate it. And thanks for sharing your story. It's so inspirational. And also, hopefully, was a bit educational for folks that potentially are thinking about this. I mean, statistically, this is rare, right? I mean, for women-owned business, you know, the size of business and to go through the exit process, you know, again, I'm sharing these stories because I hope to inspire more women to look at building a business that they can exit, you know, and go on and maybe do it again.
Yeah, and you've been so amazing too. I mean, think about all the resources you provided to the San Diego community. You've been one of my resources. I remember meeting at your office when our office was in Sorrento Valley, um, and touring your facility and just seeing the vibe and the sisterhood. It's amazing. So thank you so much for all you do for San Diego, for business owners, not just women, but business owners in general. So you're amazing.
Well, thank you. I really, really appreciate that. Well, excited to do more work with you at NABO and excited to share your story.